Yo, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the twice plus daily series here on the channel where I reflect, consolidate, aggregate what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my humble, sweet opinion on it. More importantly, asking for yours. I've changed the microphone cables and got the old arm out to try and aid a hissing sound that people heard in the background. Hopefully that's been eliminated. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do, burn it all down and start again. Today, we are discussing Chelsea legend Cesar Azpilicueta leaving Chelsea to go to Inter on a 2-year deal. Who is going to be Chelsea's captain? I mean, we all sort of saw this coming, I think, to a degree. We'll discuss that. Also, the third bid for Mason Mount from Manchester United have been rejected. Chelsea have countered. What's gonna happen, baby? It's popping off. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm really delighted that you've joined me for this video, and I'm always urge you guys to comment as we go, and I thank you for dropping a like on the video. It takes a second and it helps me out. You're welcome to subscribe, and should you choose to do so, I don't think I've got the tones this morning, but you should hit Dad's sweet, sweet bell, baby. I just don't have it today. You know, it's early anyway. Yes, before we talk about this crazy Mason Mount situation, let's salute what is undeniably a Chelsea legend in Cesar Azpilicueta, who is now in full agreement on personal terms for a 2-year deal with Inter, so saith Big Romano. Chelsea are expected to let him go by terminating his contract despite still having a year left. There's always been genuine respect between Azpi and Chelsea. Yeah, well, you'd freaking hope so. If there's anyone left in the team they have respect for, it's got to be for this guy. Yeah, good signing for Inter, I suppose. It makes sense for us. I always thought we were gonna terminate his contract and just let him go for free, respectfully. There has to be the respect there. Cesar Azpilicueta is a Chelsea legend. You cannot win every single trophy available, including wearing the captain's armband for your second European Cup, and indeed your first ever Club World Cup, and not be considered a Chelsea legend. What, eight plus years at Chelsea? That's something like that. It's a long time. We signed him for tuppence. We signed him for what he'll go down as one of the greatest transfers of all time. It's an interesting one because he is a Chelsea legend, but perhaps people think twice, because when they think of Chelsea legends and icons, they think of the sort of golden era and certain players that just played in positions like, the best left back in the Prem, Ashley Cole, John Terry, undisputed best centre back, Frank Lampard, most Chelsea fans will be like best ever midfielder, certainly best ever goal scoring midfielder, as in central midfielder of all time, and of course just a great character representative of Chelsea, Didier Drogba, etc, etc. The thing is with Azpi, though he's won all these titles and he's been the captain, he's won a title at left back, he's won a title at right centre back, he's played right back, he's played right wing back, he's like the Galactico utility man. But they said he's always at a number, he's always playing at 7 out of 10 until maybe recently, but and that's why you can plug him anywhere and he'll be 7 out of 10. Jose Mourinho famously said he can win the Champions League with 11 Azpilicuetas. This is what this guy is. He's professional, he's respectful, he represents the club well. He will be aggressive on the pitch and get into scraps and sometimes be over Aggie, but that's good. That's what Chelsea is, and that's what the best of Chelsea has been. So yeah, absolutely an incredible servant for the club. Boy, I'm sure as Chelsea announced this officially, we'll just continue to doff our cap constantly. But what an incredible player for us. So yeah, good move for Inter. Interesting how, I know we're not selling him to Inter, but there's just more traffic in there. There's, stuff going on with Inter, and I wonder if that's going to be good or bad for us, because of course Chelsea have rejected another loan offer from Inter for 7 million a year or something, and Chelsea have just said no, we're not going to loan him. And this is obviously upsetting Lukaku. If you want my detailed opinion on it, I've spoken about it in my upload yesterday, or one of the 2 uploads yesterday, where I go off on a bit of an emotional rant about Romelu Lukaku. But anyway, but who's going to be captain? It's tough, isn't it? Because a lot of players have gone. I mean, the obvious choice, should he stay for this final year, is Thiago Silva. Now, Thiago Silva doesn't really speak English, which is kind of weird for your first choice, first team captain. But he is, much like John Terry, he is just born captain material. Like, Frank Lampard signed Thiago Silva. He loved Thiago Silva. He gave him the captain's armband straight away in a game where Georgie and Azpi weren't available. He was like, "Oh, give it to Thiago Silva. It doesn't matter. He doesn't speak English. His aura on the pitch will lead the young Chelsea players," and it pretty much did, to be honest. Just incredible. So you'd think maybe him, but other than that, like, of course, like the people always debated whether Mason Mount should be. More on him in a moment, and it doesn't look like he's going to be here. Who's really left in terms of seniority? You'd have to say Chelsea. There is stories that Chelsea have been prepping, and I hate this word because contextually it can be used in different ways, grooming Reece James to become Chelsea captain. And obviously, though I've sort of voiced my concerns that he's not a very vocal guy off the pitch, he's quite timid, but he's proper Chelsea. I realise I'm saying proper Chelsea and I'm wearing a flat cap, and that is become, fulfilling a caricature. But he is, and his old man, who's a football coach, says, "Look, Reece wants to be the thing you think of when people say Chelsea. Give him the ruddy captain's armband." Maybe he has a bit more of a coming of age season in terms of personality, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in an expressive way. And because I know he's actually got a good relationship with Thiago Silva, he becomes maybe the vice captain under Thiago Silva, and then when Thiago goes, Reece will be 25 by then. You can be a captain at 25 easy. If Jude Bellingham can be a teenage captain at Dortmund, I know they're like a friggin' kindergartner a lot of the time, but still, why not? Anyway, let me know what you think. Comment down below on the captain scenario, the exiting Azpilicueta. I'll be very interested to learn your thoughts on that. And let's talk about the drama. David Ornstein of The Athletic writes, Chelsea reject Manchester United's third, 1, 2, 3, third, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. bid for Mason Mount. Chelsea have rejected Manchester United's third bid for Mason Mount. The latest proposal was worth £50 million up front, plus £5 million in add-ons. Pause. This will be tempting to Chelsea. £50 million. I mean, the £5 million add-ons, I don't know how realistic or achievable it is, but £50 million. Of course, Chelsea fans will be like, "You having a laugh, mate? Mason Mount, the goals, the assists, the player of the year, consecutive wins, the representation of the club, the professionalism, the media, brand ability." But we know it's gone a bit beyond that. Chelsea and him, the relationship between them is shattered. So 50 million big ones, straight representing pure profit on the books, on a financial books that need some juicing up. That is going to be really tempting. So yes, many of you will be like, that's poor, and whatever. How is he worth less than Kai Havertz when he scored and assisted these goals and won player of the tournament and stuff? And I know he's got a year left on his deal, but still, there's loads of points to be made there. A counter proposal, so this is Chelsea's response, of 58 million plus £7 million in add-ons has since been made by the Stamford Bridge Club as the two sides look to reach an agreement. So 58, so that is 65. It's £10 million apart still though. £7 million in add-ons instead of 5. So 60. We want them to pay 65. Well then, their third bid, lest we forget, is 55. Remember, they started with 40. No one expected 40 to be accepted. Maybe we saw it as a bit of an insult, but it's kind of like a testing waters bid. It usually happens like that. No one does their first bid and the selling club goes, "All right then." That just never doesn't happen with anything, does it? Unless, of course, it's a buyout clause and it's just, they go straight for it. So it does seem like this is very much going to happen soon. Chelsea have offered to meet with United to find an amicable solution. So yeah, meeting in person. There is hope of a swift revolution. Well, I think that ship's already sailed. So Mount does not miss pre-season and the opening games of a new campaign. The Athletic reported earlier today, United made an improved bid for the 24-year-old. So young still. Mount has a year left to run on this deal at Stamford Bridge, but talks over extending his stay have failed to yield a positive conclusion, and Chelsea are keen to comply with England's internationals' wishes over a potential exit. Well, we're keen because it's going to give us 60 million quid odd. Mount is a product of the Chelsea Academy and has made nearly 200 appearances for the club since his debut. Of course, he went to Vitesse, he went to Derby, and Frank Lampard brought him in. Why might he leave Chelsea? So this is by Liam Twomey. This is a complicated question. Mount has been significantly underpaid for the best part of 3 years. He remains one of the lowest paid members of Chelsea's first team squad. Excuse me. Because he signed a 5-year deal in 1920 when Lampard brought him in. He's since played a key role in the Champions League triumph 2021, established himself as an England regular, and been voted Chelsea's Player of the Year twice. Yeah, and this is obviously missing out over 10 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League, first player since Eden Hazard. Excuse me, despite being a midfielder. Since the takeover, Todd Boehly and Badalik Bali have been unable to tie Mount down to a new deal, and the constant turbulence of the season would not have helped. So if you're interested in this, Carl Anker has talked about quickly how he'd fit in at Manchester United. This move has potential, but might not be a seamless adaptation. The obvious move would be Mount to replace Christian Eriksen next to Casemiro. So it will be a 4-2-3-1. He'll be in the base of a pivot, but it won't be like 2 6s. He will be an 8, so slightly advanced. Mount could provide the same progressive passing, set piece delivery, yeah, and late entries into the box sometimes that Eriksen was improving. Yeah, and he'll just work really, really hard and be tactically better than Eriksen. There's a lot, let's be real, Eriksen has more, the kids say, swaz than Mason Mount, but that's fine. There is some method in United's pursuit of someone 7 years younger than the Dane. Yeah, it would work, basically. We don't care about Manchester United. I feel like this is going to happen. He's made it very clear he won't sign a new deal. He's not interested. It's important to gain context here that he hasn't just suddenly turned on Chelsea and hates Chelsea. I think he's known for a while that this isn't going to work, and he did that really sad sort of goodbye at Stamford Bridge. He wanted to play at Chelsea forever. We gotta. I understand. Okay, I understand that a lot of people aren't overly enamored with me constantly talking about Mason Mount, but ultimately I am a person and I am a football fan. And I love Mason Mount. I've got you can't see it, of him holding the Champions League like Drogba, just next to Drogba there, up above the play button. I think he's a really good young man in terms of persona. I think he's an excellent professional, and he'll make Manchester United better. I am really pissed off with this transfer. You don't have to be like me, but I am, and you should respect the fact this is how I feel. I saw some people, perhaps don't like Mason Mount. Again, it will forever blow my mind why this is the case. But I feel like this is a really poor move for Chelsea in terms of look, and in a time of turbulence and not knowing where we are as a club anymore and what we represent, which I kind of get. I understand how this profound level of transition of ownership and a squad rehaul that was a long time coming, and a failed attempt at a new manager and all this stuff, like it's going to create this, but this on top is just a really poor look for Chelsea. But we will survive and we will move on. And you know what, if he plays against Chelsea in a Man United shirt, I hope he has the worst game of his life, because your club, your crest and your colours come first, people. This will happen though, innit? Anyway, look, man, I'm going to try not to keep banging on about it, but I know many people feel the same way as me. We all have different opinions, and that's fine. They should all be respected. But me, personally, I think this is disastrous and embarrassing. and I know Chelsea have effed this up. Oh well, we'll be alright, and I'll be alright. We'll move on. I feel better. We'll start scoring goals, and Cuckoo will come in. He'll bang a few goals. I'll be like, "Way, Mason who? Nobber." And Chukwuemeka will get developed. Cassidy, Andre Santos, and we will rebuild a culture at Chelsea. They will bond with the fans, the players on the pitch, and football is a dramatic game. It's a wicked game, like the song goes. What a wicked game to play to make me feel this way. And Mason Mount gonna sign for United this window. Not bad. Anyway, let me know what you think. Captain Mason Mount. I will, of course, keep you posted on all developing stories, of which there are many. So make sure you hit the bell when you subscribe. Thank you for dropping a like. I do look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'm hoping the audio is fixed in this video with the new cables and the arm, so I can be a little bit more like, not that I don't feel like I need to lean into the table anymore. Also, I just feel, yeah. Okay, I'll end the video here. Right, see you soon, guys. Bye.